Hey guys, Brandon here, and I am exhausted. It's been a long weekend. Those of you who follow me on Twitter or who have watched my other videos may have known that this weekend was QuakeCon, and so me, John, or Synwyn, or essindees, or whatever you call him these days, and Jason, or Bizznichw, we all went to QuakeCon and had an amazing time. Figured I would give you guys a little wrap up, kind of talk about what we saw at QuakeCon, what we did, the experience in general. So we got there on Thursday, and we listened to John Carmack give his keynote speech, which was really technical, but pretty interesting. He talked about some of the technical issues and other stuff they encountered while developing Rage. Kind of talked about PC trends and that sort of thing. So that guy is incredibly smart. He is just very interesting to listen to. He's got a lot of interesting stuff to say. So after that, that night we brought our gear up and set up shop in the BYOC area. And funny story, they actually ended up closing registration pretty early on Thursday night because the BYOC area had completely filled up. Like, they had given out every single seat, so they weren't registering anyone else's gear. And we got there about 8:30, and they didn't want to register our gear because you have to check in with all your stuff so no one steals it. And we very nearly had to go and take our stuff back out and wait to register until Friday. But luckily they were nice and let us register on Thursday, so that was nice of them. So that night we did some gaming. This footage is actually from some gaming we did, me and Jason playing some Team Fortress 2 on 2 Fort. And we were having a lot of fun just running heavy medic, kind of just destroying the other team, even though I think we lost this round. But AT&T piped in internet for this year, which was the first year that QuakeCon has had internet. And it was incredible. Anyone who follows me on Twitter, you may have seen that I tweeted out a picture of our bandwidth, and we were hitting about 100 megs download and over 50 megs upload during that night. So any server in Dallas, we were pinging sub 20, and pretty much anywhere in the US, we were pinging under 80. So it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. As much as I dislike AT&T, I thought that was pretty cool for them to sponsor and bring in their connection. So on Friday we got to check out Skyrim and Prey 2, the demos for both of those, and I tweeted out some stuff about it, but basically they were both played on console, so I don't know that the demo really showed us a whole lot about both games' potential, but Skyrim had some cool looking gameplay. It looked like they had a lot of spells and stuff. But if you were watching my tweets, the textures and everything did not look very good because it was on an Xbox, and so I'm hoping that they give the PC version some love and hopefully give us some graphic settings to crank up and make that game really pretty. But we'll have to wait and see. And Prey 2 actually looked really neat. That's not a series that I've really followed before, but it looked really neat. Might be a game that I end up trying out. And it looks very polished for how early they are in development, because I don't think that game comes out until sometime in 2012. So that's about it for the presentations, but the part that I was really looking forward to was the stuff on the show floor. So as many of you may know, we had Rage playable and Tribes Ascend playable as well. So I'll talk about Rage first. I didn't get a lot of hands-on time with it, but my impressions are, first, the graphics are gorgeous. id has done a really good job with the graphics. I think that it's probably one of the prettiest PC titles I've seen. The gameplay, though, I'm not really sure about. I think, for me, the gameplay did not sell me on a pre-order or anything like that. Now, take what I say with a grain of salt, because I think I was playing a pretty early level in the game. I only had fists and a pistol, so it may get much more interesting later on. I just don't know that I really felt that it was all that compelling, and that I would really want to play through. The gameplay was alright. It felt a lot like Borderlands. Even down to some of like the driving felt very, very similar to Borderlands. But it didn't seem like it had the customization that Borderlands had, where you get to pick up a lot of different weapons and there's a great co-op mode. So I think the jury is still out for me on that, and it's going to probably be a title that I wait to see reviews on, and if it reviews well, I'll probably pick it up and play through it. But that's about it for Rage. Now, Tribes Ascend. You guys, if you've watched my other videos, you probably know that I'm a huge Tribes fan. That's what got me into online gaming back in the day, and so I was really excited to play this at QuakeCon. So I'm probably going to do a write-up on KB Mod with some more detailed information and impressions, but in a nutshell, I was very impressed. The gameplay was really smooth, the guns felt good, it was very polished for an alpha build. So I watched quite a bit of it, and I got to play a couple rounds myself. I tried out the light class, which is sort of the attacking flag capturing class, if you will. And it felt really smooth. The skiing felt very natural. I don't know about the hit registration. It was kind of hard to tell because I wasn't doing that much shooting. I was mainly capping flags, but everything felt really smooth, and they still have a lot of work to do. I think they're looking at closed beta within the next 4 to 6 weeks, so there's still a lot of time for improvement, and frankly it didn't even seem like there was that much left to do. So all I can say is get excited for Tribes Ascend. I've got very positive impressions of it so far. I think they're doing a good job with it. The only concerns I really have are about their monetization strategy and whether or not they'll have dedicated servers. And I was able to talk to one of the hi-rez guys at the Tribes Ascend booth, and so I got some information on that. And like I said, I'm going to write up an article on KB Mod, so if you're interested in more news about Tribes, keep an eye out for that article, probably going up in the next day or two. And oh, we were even able to get some video footage of the Tribes gameplay, so hopefully they don't get upset at us for posting that, but I'll include that in the article as well. So anyway, the Tribes closed beta should be in the next 4 to 6 weeks, and I signed up to get in. I think you can too if you go over to hi-rez Studios website, and open beta should be soon after that. So once we're in open beta, you can definitely count on seeing some Tribes footage from me, and hopefully you guys can get in on action as well. So let's see, that's about it for Tribes. We wrapped up the weekend on Saturday night by watching the Quake Team Arena Finals, and it was really neat. They had a party sort of set up with free food and sodas and free energy drinks and stuff, and so everyone gathers in the ballroom, and the teams are up on the front of the stage playing in front of us, and everyone gets to watch on the big screens. And I've got to say, I had never really watched competitive Quake before, but it was the most entertaining games I've ever watched. The skill level of the top players in Quake is just so far above anything I've really ever seen in other games. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Team Fortress 2, all these games have very skilled players, but I think Quake is at a whole other level. Check out some competitive Quake footage if you don't believe me. Just the way they move around, the way they aim is just remarkable. So that was a whole lot of fun watching those finals, and you know, I thought I was half decent at Quake, but these guys absolutely put me to shame. I think I would have been lucky to get a single kill on these guys that were in the finals. So anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to share some QuakeCon stories and kind of what we did and what we saw. Want to thank Jason and John for coming out and going with me. Really enjoyed getting to meet those guys in person and getting to know them over the weekend. And now that it's over, I just can't wait for next year. I hope to see even more of you guys out there, and hopefully we can continue growing the KB Mod presence out at QuakeCon. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, throw it a like, maybe a favorite. As you know, it really helps me out. And follow me on Twitter too. I was live tweeting from QuakeCon all weekend, and you don't want to miss out on that kind of stuff. So, as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.